demolition is starting on Monday. We are excited about that fact. It is getting to see it actually. We're going to see these buildings, even though they're historic and they mean a lot to us, we're going to see them come down because we're building this new, what we consider to be a new historic building in the courthouse. It's going to be phenomenal for the downtown area.
Absolutely. All right, so everybody is obviously excited about that. We also need to talk about the upcoming budget and budget proposal, which obviously
Sure.
took up a good chunk of time with the workshop today. So the main points that I drew out of the conversation were just concerns and just overall focus on COLA increases, and then also the indigent attorney contracting, and also adding 3 new positions for that.
That's correct. And actually, when we first had our first workshop, I came out and said one of the most important things to me is dealing with our debt service, which we addressed today in this workshop. And so that was going to take a chunk of money to do that. And then we had the indigent contracts for the attorneys. That was another big chunk. Then we had the COLA increase, and we want to take care of our employees. And we had this year's budget process. We have a committee that all the department heads and elected officials come and talk to me and the auditor and our new budget officer. And so they tell us their needs. They all have needs, and it's a tough job. We have to cut that back and look at things. And then we got word that we weren't going to have as much revenue as we originally had thought coming in. And so when that came, we realized that we have to make some concessions. So we had already recommended a certain budget coming into today, but we rolled through that, showed we were adding some additional personnel, but not near what was requested, some new vehicles, but not near what was requested. And so we're at that point where we still have to make some decisions. Are we going to do a cost of living allowance for our employees, or are we going to make some adjustments on this other end?
So from your perspective, what do you think was accomplished today in the workshop?
Well, I think one of the things is that we were able to see that the only increase on the tax rate right now, we don't have an M&O increase. It's only on the INS piece, which is actually the debt service. And it was smaller than we projected. We projected at 2.1 cents earlier this year, and it was at 1.6, I believe. So that's good. And that was the voter approved increase because of the courthouse. And so that was good news. But the other accomplishment was we were all talking about this and trying to figure it out and working together. It's a decision. It's not just my decision. It's not the budget officer decision. It's not the auditor. It's the court's decision. And so we wanted everybody to have input. And so they're all thinking about it. We did make a couple of little adjustments to the indigent attorney amounts on that. That's part of it. And then we just have to figure out where the rest of the money is going to come from. But we'll have people coming next Tuesday, and their department heads, elected officials will come and talk about their own situation and why they need what they've asked us for. And so that will probably help us make those decisions, but they're always hard. Even the preliminary decisions that we've already made as a committee are hard. We have to make those tough calls, and we're moving forward. And financially, I think we're in a good position as a county. We just have to make these decisions.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the competitive nature of what it's like to keep county employees from going to other places?
Yeah, we want to take care of our employees. We just appreciate it. And even today in court, we had recognition of some of our employees that had done 10 years, 15 years, whatever. And that's honestly one of my favorite times in court. So we appreciate them, and we appreciate the job they do. And we need to recognize that we are competing in a world. We're like civil servants, but we also have to compete with the private industry to keep our folks. And it's tough in any industry right now. It's hard to pay enough to keep good employees. And that's not all of it. We want to have the environment that they want to work and serve in the county. And it's exciting for me to be able to do something for them, and that's what we hope to do.
And would you say that's a priority of the entire court?
Absolutely. That's what I was hearing today, and that's nice to hear them all get involved in that. It's something that we want to, we really do want to take care of our own. And I even as we started our meetings early on, I told the leaders, I told them, I said, look, I'm more concerned. You never know what the situation is going to be nationally or anything out in this world. And so with the economy or anything, so I'm really focused on keeping our own, making sure we take care of them. And of course, we have needs as well. They need some extra employees, they need help, and so we're going to try to address those needs. We just have to figure out the dollars.
And right now, it seems like what you said, that revenue report that y'all got, I'm assuming that's the Friday thing that you were referencing?
Yes.
So now you're just working on adjusting after getting those numbers
It is. We were thinking that, well, we were further ahead. It was a drop in that from the preliminary to the certified, and so we have to cover, approximately $1 million. We have to find some cuts or savings, and our auditor is able to look back at the entire budget and find some revenue, possibly where she can help us with that, and then we'll make some more decisions next week.
Do you have any clue why the revenue report wasn't what you were expecting?
We're not exactly sure at this point. The appraisal district will probably have more answers for you on that, but I know that when people do come in and they say they appeal their case of, hey, I don't want to pay this many taxes, which is great. If you got your bill and you go in and they say it's we're going to cut it back, and that's potentially where some of that was. So we just don't know for sure at this point. When people go in, they want to protest their property tax with the appraisal district, they can go in, and if they grant them that, then that changes at the end, it changes the number that we get in certified revenue that's coming in. So I think that's an important thing to note.